What's going on, YouTube? Matthew back here with you today. I meant to get a video done this morning early on that I've been saying for about a week that I would do, showing my 1978 tops through the mail autographs. And we have had such a big snow system moving through here in Northeast Ohio that I just have not had time. I had to go and clear out the driveway earlier today, and so just now starting to do a video. As you can see, this says 1978 Topps Complete Set, excellent condition, Volume 1, cards 1 through 495. The reason I have this is actually, to start with, this is just a complete set that I put together um, by hand during 2020, during COVID. And I actually purchased several large lot deals at the time, and the um, the reason I wanted to do this as a project at that time was because this set meant a lot to me as a kid when I was collecting. My dad, when I first started collecting cards, baseball cards in 1982, and I really got into collecting, my dad gave me a box full of 1978 Topps cards right after I had started really getting into it, and I was buying like we would every time my dad would stop at a gas station, I was like, Dad, I want a pack of baseball cards. And this is actually an extra Eddie Murray. But anyway, I'm not going to go through the whole set. That album is just only the cards 1 through 495. This album has cards 496 through 726, but it's also got extras. Well, here's another extra. It's got a PSA graded Alan Trammell palmometer. That's just a PSA 4, not a big deal. Besides this and that Eddie Murray, those two are extras in the set. There is raw versions of both cards. But anyway, in the back of this album is where I have extras. But the biggest reason I put the complete set instead of putting it in one binder right now, for one thing, these are just cheap binders that I bought at the time that I done this. But I like to be able to see the backs of my cards, so I left them to where I could see the backs of my cards. The extra rookie cards here, Jack Morris. That's actually Dale Murphy's second year. Lou Whitaker rookie, but I had a few of those in there. I actually forgot I put those in there, but got a lot of extra star cards where I had bought several lots to put this set together, but I have them in a different box, separated. But anyway, starting right here is just cards. By buying a whole lot of lots to put this set together by hand, I ended up with a ton of extra cards, as well as not just stars, but a ton of extra commons. So I wrote to guys. Now this card right here, I actually purchased this from somebody in a buy-sell trade group on Facebook a few years ago, signed by Larry Anderson. I'd rather it be signed by Jack Morris, but it's an autographed card, and I just slid it into this right here. And here, Gene Garber, Grant Jackson, John Montague, Johnny Grubb, Joe Sambito, Dennis Lamp on his rookie card right there, Ron Pruitt, an ink pen. But most of these guys right here, Grant Jackson used to be such a great through the mail signer, and sadly passed away um, now. But he used to be such a great through the mail signer. Most of these guys that are still living at this point, still, as far as I know, great signers. I know Jim Barr is getting to where his handwriting is more and more shaky. It was shaky when I sent to him here, and it's been a while since I sent to him. But Charlie Spikes, Steve Kemp, Jim Barr, Larry Harlow. Larry Harlow signed real small down here in black. Jim Clancy. Clancy, I don't really like his signature, but he will sign. You could send that guy 20 cards at a time, people say. I never send more than, at the most, 4 cards. Sometimes, a lot of times, I just send a couple of whatever I'm working on. Unless it's like if I didn't have this, that's his rookie card, I might send that to him with something else. Because I mean, his rookie card, get it signed. But Don Stanhouse, Dave LaRoche. I'm not going to make this a super long video. I just wanted to share some of the TTMs that I've gotten in the past. And I don't just do TTMs for this set. I mean, I've got other complete binders, thick as these or thicker, full of just through the mail autographs, variety of sets. Jeff Torberg, ink pen. Um, this Roy Hartsfield, that was the original Blue Jays team manager, been passed away a long time now. Steve Bry, Charlie Huff, still a great signer, one of my favorites actually. That was him with the Dodgers. A lot of people mostly remember him with the Rangers, but he pitched most of the '70s with the Dodgers. Darrell Knowles, very good relief pitcher at one time. Pete Broberg, Jose Morales, Doug Ryu, who was a great pitcher for the Dodgers at one time. George Medic, better known as Doc Medic. Um, Barry Bonnell, very good TTM signer. Dave Riverian. Gary Lavelle, who was originally from Virginia, my home state. Jack Brohammer. Steve Swisher, Fred Kendall, Eric Soderholm, Roger Metzger, Floyd Bannister. Floyd Bannister was something else back when he first got drafted, but he never turned into the ace everybody thought he would, but he was something else. Fred Stanley, Steve Foucault, he had the stuff, he just never turned into the ace, but he did turn into a pretty good pitcher for a lot of bad teams. Ken Maka, Tim Blackwell, Darrell Evans, another one of my favorites. Ron Hodges, another guy from my home state, Virginia. Sadly, he's passed away now. Andre Thornton, one of my favorite all-time Indians. Charlie Spikes again. Don Stanhouse again. Some of these guys you can see every time I wrote to more than once. Over the years, Frank Duffy, Craig Mitchell, Bill Campbell, another great former long-time relief pitcher for many teams, sadly passed away now. Bill Fahey, Jeff Newman, Steve Busby, Jerry Augustine, Bruce Bochy, but Bruce Bochy. I don't know. Some of these names I'm probably saying wrong because some of these guys really their careers were about over with before I was really watching enough baseball games as a kid to remember how to pronounce their names correctly. Dennis Lamp, other guys I know very well. And just so you can see, well, I don't want to share guys' addresses. I will do this. Like Bill Campbell, are these guys here? Sorry. Well, it's too late now. You've seen them, but I'm just going to, I put the date I got them by mail, put them in a binder, their name, where I wrote to. That way, if I was ever wanting, like down the road, years down the road, if somebody, after I'm dead and gone, somebody in my family wants to sell my collection, they want to send them, or if I ever want to sell any of it or whatever, if there's ever any question about how I got an autograph, there's another rookie card Jim Clancy signed, Roy Thomas on that one, not signed by Dennis Lamp. And I've got another one. It might not even be in this album. It might be in another TTM album, but of Craig Mitchell. I know I wrote to him once, but I should have tried to get all four, but I never have. Mike Caldwell, boy, that guy was a beast with the Brewers at one time. Very darn good. Back in 1982 when they won the American League pennant, that guy was. I mean, in the playoffs, he won 2 games in the World Series against the St. Louis Cardinals in '82. Steve Rogers, another guy. This guy was the ace of the Montreal. Some great Montreal teams. Never did win it all, but very good teams. Henry Cruz, 2 cards, back to back. Jim Kern. Boy, that guy had some nasty stuff at one time. Dan Schatzeder. This guy is a great signer. There's another Doc Medic. See some of these. The reason they didn't make my complete set off center, pretty bad. Bud McLaughlin, another Gene Garber, John Wathan. A lot of people know him as better as a manager than a player almost. But another Darrell Evans, Jerry Turner, Tippy Martinez. I loved that guy when I was a kid. Loved the name. He was a great reliever for the Orioles for many years. Tom Griffin, Rob Bellore. There's 2 of those. Another Floyd Bannister, Al Bunbury, back-to-backs. Another one that I really loved as a kid. Manny Trio, boy, he's a great defensive second baseman. Mike Garman, Mike Anderson, Dave Galtz. This guy was an ace for the Twins for much of the '70s. Steve Swisher. This was the father of Nick Swisher, for you people that are younger than me that don't really remember him. Doug Bird, Phil Garner. Most people remember him as a manager. This is him with the Pirates. As a player, Doug Rayu again, Bill Fahey again, John Wathan again. Expos team card signed by signed by Steve Rogers. Okay, and there's Rogers. Roy Howell, Rob Andrews, Billy Allman, Tim Blackwell, another Johnny Grubb, another Jim Kern, another Bill Allman, another Dan Schatzeder, Scott McGregor, great Orioles pitcher for many years, Tim Foley, Don Kirkwood, another Jim Clancy, Jim Dwyer, Rick Waits, and Tony Muser, who I got just the other day. So I don't have a completely tremendous ton of TTMs, but I do have quite a few. And I'd been saying I would share what I had for the 78 set in a video. So now I've done that on this snowy day. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I did have some mail come in today. I got a couple of cards, but nothing graded, just a couple of pickups for the 88 Tops project. So I will share those in a video tomorrow. Right now, I just wanted to do a video and share this. One thing I will tell you, if you've never done through the mail autograph request, or you would like to get into it, check out SCF Sports Collectors for Sports Cards Forum. Sports Card Forum, I'm sorry. And then there's sportscollectors.net. Sportscollectors.net, you can get limited access, create account for free, limited access. For $15, you get full access. But SCF is 100% free, and you can, they got addresses for baseball, football, basketball, hockey, all major sports, even some celebrities. You can get addresses for free. SportsCollectors.net has a little bit more perks to it, but SCF is free and you can try it. And I'm not just talking about older guys like I collect, but even modern players. If you want to write to teams, like players at their team ballparks, or more recent players like guys that's played in the last 20 years. Because most of these guys have been retired for 30 years or more that I collect. Because I collect a lot of older stuff because I'm an older guy. But anyway, thank you all for watching. And also, if you got any questions about TTM, how to get into it, it's pretty simple. There's a lot of videos out there. I guess I could do a video on basically just the basics of it, but um, if somebody wants me to do that, I will just put it in the comments. But anyway, if you got any questions, you can contact me via email. I'll be happy to answer it. In the item description, the video description, there should be a link to or my email address should be there. You feel free to email me. But anyway, thank you all for watching. We'll be back again soon with more cool stuff, hopefully, to share. I just love talking about baseball cards and baseball. I always loved it as a kid. I've loved it all my life. So anyway, that's what I'm doing now.